Okay, welcome in. This is going to be a quick video. I have just been sent a microphone from Fifine. It's a K688, and it looks like it's supposed to be like a Shure SM7B. This is my trusty Shure SM7B, and this microphone, if I was on a desert island, I would not pick to have a microphone, but if all I could have was a microphone, I would pick this microphone. This is just fantastic. It's known as the Joe Rogan microphone, but great for podcasting and stuff too. But I use it for music a lot. I record a lot of vocals on this guy. I use it for live performances. I use it for live recording videos. It's built like an absolute tank. This mic you're hearing me speaking to is my UAD Sphere. That's a great condenser. It's fantastic. I love it as my studio mic. But if I had one microphone, if I could just have one, I would have this. And Fifine have just sent me the K688. They hit me up yesterday and said, do you want to check out this mic? And I said, oh yeah, I'm interested. And then the next day it was just on my door. So here it is. I can't show you the box because they've decided to put the shipping, they've stuck the shipping label on the box. They just shipped it in the box. But it's the Fifine, spelt Fifine, K688 dynamic microphone. So it looks like this. I figured we may as well, why not we test it against this? These cost about $500 Australian, give or take. They vary a bit, but this is built like an absolute tank. I reckon you could put this thing in the washing machine and it'll be fine. First impressions of this guy, not built like a tank. Does have a metal housing, but it's cheap. On Amazon, this microphone's about 110 Australian dollars, so it's a fraction of the price. And one thing that's interesting is, I don't know what it's going to be like for music, but these are great. These are fantastic for just talking. This is actually my preferred choice. I'm using the condenser because I'm lazy and I don't want to lean into the mic. But this guy, there we go. Okay, so first look at it. It's much lighter than the 7B. It comes with this sort of shock mount that it's kind of actually like screwed into. I think you can take it off and you can take these screws out, but it's kind of built into this shock mount, which is fine because the 7B is actually built into a mount itself. The 7B actually has this like kind of boom army thing on it. What's interesting about this one is it's definitely half the weight. You can feel the quality in just the weight of it, but if you're looking for a lightweight mic to travel, this could be good. Pretty nice, and it's got a headphone out with low latency too. So this is a pretty good option. It comes with a USB cable, but it feels like the lightest metal I have ever felt. I'll be honest, I'm a fan of the way it looks. I like it. It's tidy. It's got the logo on there, but it's small. It's not like very invasive. This would look nice in shot compared to a lot of these mics at the moment that are in the market. They're all like RGB. This is a lot cleaner looking. And yeah, being someone who uses the SM7B relentlessly, you can see I definitely need to get a new, that's kind of disgusting. I need to get a new pop filter. I kind of like the gray, but that's not important if this sounds like garbage. So let's give them a test and see how we go. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it on here. Shock mount seems to be shock mounting. Don't know how much. I have seen another video and I've seen that an issue with this one is resonance. So if you've got cables plugged in and you touch something, really comes through because it's such a lightweight. The capsule inside is probably quite built into the exterior, but we'll give it a test. Whoa, you can hear that. Okay, you get a lot of noise coming through. This is what I saw in another review. Even though it has this shock mount, here. If I touch, it doesn't really do anything. If I'm touching the sides, you're getting a lot of that. I can pop on a high pass filter. Cut out a bit, but that's pretty insane. If you touch this wire, it's like this cable is connected directly to the mic capsule. Okay, but if you don't touch it, The main point of it is you're not supposed to touch it. The shock mounting is not good and the isolation is not good, but I'm talking into it now and it actually sounds pretty clear. So right now I've put 55 decibels of clean gain into this guy and that's what you're hearing and it sounds nice and clear. I can't hear the noise floor. I don't know if these knobs will do anything on the back except make a lot of noise. No, don't know. Don't really know. I think these knobs would just be digital, but that is crazy. I feel like if you were being an ASMR streamer, you could actually get some cool sounds out of this. Okay, so this is definitely a mic you don't want to handle. You don't want to be holding it, and you don't want to be talking and moving, because that's not going to be good. If it's fixed, if it's on a boom arm, you want it to be fixed to the floor somewhere. So if you bump the table, those vibrations are going to go straight into the mic capsule. Honestly, for speaking though, if I was using this as a cheap microphone just to record audio for talking, that is what it's for. And you're not supposed to be handling this thing. So it actually sounds pretty good. That's me talking into it and then coming off to the side. If I'm kind of talking straight and I start talking to the left, I'm talking off the mic now and then I'm talking back on and then I'm talking off. It's got pretty good rejection. This sounds pretty podcast quality in my opinion. And if you don't want to break the bank, you can buy like 4 of these instead of buying just 1 of these. So, and you do also get USB connectivity at the back, so you can not use an audio interface. You can just go directly into your computer as like a USB mic, which is actually really handy. So now I'm talking into the SM7B with the same amount of gain, 55 dB of gain. Now the SM7B is 65 dB of gain. Sounds about the same levels in my headphones. And I'd like to know what you think. I feel like it sounds pretty good. One thing you notice, so if I'm going to do the same stuff with my hands, obviously there's a little bit of noise, but if I touch that cable, look, I'm touching the cable, I can't hear a thing. And that's also because the 7B is designed, it actually has this cable that runs from here up to the side and then into the capsule. So if I touch the back, I can't hear anything. Touch the sides, like there's a little bit, the amount you'd expect. You're touching that cable, you can't hear anything at all. Having the 2 options, USB or XLR, is nice to have as like a tool. Overall, I'm going to say it's not a bad microphone. It's definitely, the build quality is much lower, but it depends what you need it for. I have this saying with music equipment, which is if it sounds good, it is good. It does sound pretty good. Let me know your thoughts. I'm always looking for cheaper gear, especially to recommend to people, especially if you're starting out. You don't need to go for the most expensive thing. I have had this SM7B for years and it's been fantastic. And they are built like a tank and you'll never break them. Something like this, I think, will break over time. But if you're not ready to fully invest, once you buy one of these, you also have to buy a pretty solid audio interface that has nice clean gain. Something like this is just a much more budget entry-level way to get into podcasting or maybe even recording vocals and stuff. It sounds pretty good. Okay, now I'm holding it. You can hear that sound. You don't want to touch that. You don't want to hold this thing. You want to mount it properly. It does sound okay. It's very clear. I'm almost wondering if the noise floor is lower on this or just because it's a little bit hotter. It is very quiet. I'll just do a test of the, so you can hear the rejection. I'll just do a test saying Peter Piper picked up pickled peppers. I don't know what the saying is. But the pop shield's not bad. The fact that I can hear that through the mic. But it's going to be fixed and it's going to be for speaking. And this sounds very clean and clear. And I haven't done anything different between these 2 mics listening to the audio. If you were listening to an audiobook through this, I think you'd be pretty happy. I would happily use this to record YouTube videos and stuff. I would happily use this for work all the time and vocals. I think it does sound really good. It's just you have to mount it because the sound, that is the downside to it. You'd want to get quite a good strong boom arm. If you're going to put it on one of those arms, make sure it's a nice one because you're going to get rumble through the arm that's going to come into this mic. I'm going away in a couple of weeks. I might even take this mic with me as like a lightweight travel microphone in case I need to do any YouTube stuff. That way I don't even have to worry about an interface. I can plug it into the USB port on my computer. I always say invest in gear, like invest in yourself. And if you're going to be using this for years, go for the 7B because it's going to last you a lot longer. It is literally built like a tank. This thing has like You could drop this thing out of an airplane and it'll be fine. You probably wouldn't want to drop this off your table. Okay, so I've got my USB cable. Cool. And we can tell, plug it in there, and we can tell that it's on by the fact that oh, plugging my headphones in. Oh, we are straight in. That is, oh, okay. Now I've got my headphones plugged straight into the mic. We've got like a gain on the mic. I've got that on max, and I've got my headphones on max. And it sounds pretty much the same. Okay, now I believe we are now recording USB mic, USB cable straight into my computer. And so if I tap the mute button here, unmute, and we're back on. It sounds very clean and clear to me. It's still going to get those sounds when you touch that. That was very easy. I just pulled a USB cable up from my computer, plugged it straight in. And if you do want to monitor live, you can go into the headphone there. I can't hear anything now because I'm recording into my computer. But it's really not a bad little handy thing to have. Just having those two options is just the next best mic. You're probably going to get better value if you go up to the Shure MV7, which is the next mic up. It's a bit lower than the SM7B. SM7B I'd recommend if you're a musician and you're recording vocals and stuff like that. But for podcasting, there's a Shure MV7, which I think is like $270, so probably double this. And you're going to get that better build quality, and you're going to get the same options on the back. They're getting really good too. But at the price point, you could get 2 of these for the price of one of those, or maybe 3 or 4 of these for the price of that guy. It all depends on your budget, and maybe you're someone watching this and then this microphone is going to work for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this helps. I'll see you in the next video.